Welcome back, everybody. We're back, bars deep. All right, we're going to switch a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about relationships. What we want to talk about is relationships, the good and the bad. And it seems like, everybody is a relationship expert online and people have all this information but it doesn't seem like relationships are necessarily getting better. My question to my panel is, how influential was your upbringing in your relationships and how you choose relationships today? Who want to go first? Go ahead, Madeline. You look like you're ready.
Definitely gave me more of a bad side to relationships.
Okay.
I don't choose the best relationships. I never have. I go in thinking everything's good, and then it's not.
That new car smell.
That new car smell. You gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and usually it lasts for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like my last relationship, it was good for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then things started to get physical
Mm-hmm.
and change. It was just different.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed together for like 3 years, even though we weren't happy. Things weren't going well. And when we finally broke it off, I decided I was no longer going to pursue relationships like that. And I'm trying to recognize the traits that I watched in my household
That were normalized.
And identify them in other people. That way I know what I don't want.
Right.
It's harder said, or it's harder done than said.
Right. A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah. And you spend so much time with your family and whatever's going on in your household. Like, that's just what you're like, okay, this is fine. This is normal. It's okay that this happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I've realized I don't want that in my household.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my kids to experience things that I experience.
And you don't want your children to watch you be mistreated.
No, not at all.
And you have a daughter, right?
I have 2 daughters.
2 daughters.
2 daughters.
Right.
And it's so important to me that they grow up to know how men are supposed to treat them.
And to see how healthy relationships are modeled.
Yes.
What about you, Bernardo? You're a young guy. You're about 25, right?
My first was basically not with a female, but my mother.
Right, right.
Just the negativity. My father, he was very physical. It just, that point of view really showed me how females shouldn't be treated. And like, it really traumatized me at the first glance. And then females, I'm not really a relationship type of person. I feel like it's like a waste of breath to me.
Really?
Because it's like lack of mutual respect, openness. It's I don't know. It's not my strong like either.
And he's right on cue with the statistics that came out recently that said that young men between the ages, I believe it's like 17 to like 38, are not looking to be in relationships right now.
All right.
They're just looking to date, or if not date, just to hang out, friends with benefits, so to speak. And it's not a courting thing like when Reva Odom was younger. When I was younger, it was more or less, went from courting to talking. When my generation, they called it talking, which means you had to spend time with a young lady, get to know her. Whereas now it's not so much they're getting to know each other. It's like they just getting right to it.
All right.
It's like microwave mentality when it comes to relationships right now.
Doing that, you don't realize the person you're trying to fall in love with is really a broken character.
Whoa. Bars.
Because you got to like, after years of months, you'll realize like how broken that is. Because it takes a strong soul to heal a broken heart. I feel like personal growth goes a long way. As I don't know.
Yeah. And I think that starts with yourself. If you can fix yourself or change the things that are going on with yourself, then that's where it starts. Well, you all, we're going to be signing off because it's going to be our time for today, but we'll be back next Thursday at 9:30. I want to thank my guest, Reverend Odom. I want to thank Bernardo, and I want to thank Maddie. And we're going to come back next week with some more topics. Everything was good. This is our first podcast session. And, hey, be on the lookout for us. We're coming back.
Yes, sir.
Bars deep.